What's on your mind, Alicia Mackay?
Celebration.
What, because I'm here?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I celebrate us.
I've been thinking about celebration because I think that we don't do enough of it.
Agree.
At least not on the rig. When you are freaking out and you're overscheduled and you're under the pump and you're delivering and you're delivering and you're delivering, it's really easy to just go next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, right? And I'm not sure, particularly if you're a high performer who's ironically really goal-oriented and wanting to get to celebration point, I'm not sure that we do enough celebrating as we go.
I mean, you're not sure. I'm definitely certain we don't celebrate enough.
Yeah.
I think that's a fear-driven motivation, right? Yeah, it's because, we're celebrating, we're not delivering.
Yeah.
We're not delivering, and we need to deliver because that's what we're paid for. And crikey, there's so much more to do. And we've set these massive targets and we're not quite there yet. But even if we did achieve them, we can achieve more targets.
I'm sick of this
right?
shit. Because do you know what?
Yeah.
There's always going to be better. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be 10 things that you didn't do while you did the thing you did, right? Always. And so if that's the case, how would our lives feel a bit different if we took a little bit of space to acknowledge each other and to acknowledge ourselves when we pull something awesome off?
Don't we do that like at the end of the year when we go, hey, it's nearly Christmas, and hey, we should have a drink and have a look back? Isn't that enough?
No, getting drunk at a Christmas party and being like, I don't tell you enough, but I really think you're great, does not cut it as far as
You sound like
goes.
you've been there before.
Hypothetically
So are you
speaking,
saying it should be more than once a year?
I'm saying it should be every time we tick anything off. In fact, do you know what? Here's something radical. What if we celebrated ourselves and each other every day? What if we got to the end of every day and went, what are you proud of today?
Yeah, I love it. And so some of the highest performers that I know do a gratitude journal, right?
Yeah.
Which is this daily practice of saying, here's what I'm grateful for. And it doesn't even have to be at the end of the day, it can be at the start of the day.
Yeah.
And so there's an intention setting that comes from it, not just a looking back, which I really, really like.
Because it just gets lost otherwise. And sometimes you flick back through, like I'm a very manual, hard copy record keeper and planner. I write everything down. And sometimes I flick back through and I'm like, bloody hell. Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah. But here's my problem with gratitude journals. I have a problem with gratitude journals. And this is from a bit of a feminist perspective, but here's what gratitude journals are usually used for: to guilt you into why you're not happy enough.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So, like, here's a
I've not heard that before.
Here's a very female perspective on this.
Yeah.
Where it goes, are you really struggling with a lack of support and work-life balance and taking space for yourself? Why don't you just be happy that you've got clothes to wear?
Yeah, right. And so focus on what you have, not what you don't have, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so, no,
I have a different take
you
on
can
that.
be grateful and you can celebrate, particularly you can celebrate yourself, without it coming with a layer of, why isn't this enough for you?
Oh,
guilt?
totally. I think it's just a good life skill to have. It's not about trying to substitute for something you don't have or anything like that. I think it's about being able to go, life's good. And actually, this is what's good about life. It's kind of like, it comes from the same school as appreciative inquiry does, which is like the conversation about focusing on what's working and then how do you build from that rather than what we don't have, right? And
So we've got the short-term thing, which is just celebrate while you're there. But I've been all about perspective at the moment, right? And I think celebration is a really important part of perspective. So being able to, rather than only think about what happened today or this week or on this project, to zoom out and go, yeah, look what we actually achieved in the last 6 months. And remember this bit where not much happened? We'll see how that was immediately followed by this bit where something amazing happened, and that's all tied together.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like, I think it's Bill Gates's quote, we overestimate what we can achieve in a year and we underestimate what we can, or 5 or whatever. And something about being able to go, hey, we've made some progress over the long arc. I think that idea of look where we've come to in the last 3 years is so powerful to be able to do that. And reading through journals or whatever records. The other thing I think that is often helpful is to go, what's the impact that I or we are trying to have? So on the way over here today, I was talking to a fellow who listens to What's on Your Mind. And he said to me...
He sounds smart.
He's quite a smart fella. Yeah, that he subscribes. Absolutely. Yeah. And he said to me, I love to go through the archives of What's on Your Mind and pull out one just to be able to get that kind of little bit of inspiration, right? I'm like, great. Now, we started it back in March 2020.
Yes.
And our intention was to share our thinking so it could be useful for other people.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think apparently, yeah, not just for a catharsis for us. Oh. That was kind of secondary.
I'm just here for free therapy, mate.
Anyway, so my point is, here we are, we've got an archive of this stuff. And he's going, I go through that stuff and it's useful to me. Oh. Now, to me, that's a way of celebrating in the moment. When you get a little bit of feedback, because thanks, that made a difference. And I reckon something about just acknowledging when that happens is really, really helpful. And also knowing what it is that we're trying to actually achieve, because that doesn't have to be some massive celebration. It could just be one person saying thanks. Oh. And just take the thank you on board.
Some of the messages that we get, we love you guys, some of the messages we get, like I've got a woman who messaged me once and said, you guys mentioned table topics in one of your What's on Your Mind episodes and doing like debates at the dinner table. My family now does that and we love it, thank you. Or we play What's on Your Mind at our team meetings in the morning and then we reflect on it and it's a conversation prompt, so thank you. And I'm like, ah.
That and because I often think we don't often take on board the thanks, and I think that's another way of celebrating. Just to go, and celebrating doesn't have to go, right, look how awesome we are. It's kind of like, thanks. Rather than deflect, it's nothing. It's kind of.
And I know we're coming to the end of the time bracket for this episode, but actually let me have another stab and just sort of go, actually part of the reason that we're not very good at celebrating is because there is a cultural norm, particularly in New Zealand, that goes, don't blow your own trumpet, don't get too up yourself, don't be too... And it's so unhelpful.
Oh, it's rubbish.
Particularly because if what we want to be doing is acknowledging and celebrating the impact we're having on others or the impact we're having on the world, which is what we should all be doing, that actually requires a bit of the healthy dose of, us, me, this is great.
That's right. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be a little thing inside like, me, how cool am I?
Just really quickly, New Zealand, you're not an arrogant wanker if you celebrate the good stuff you do. Just, be nice to yourself.
I think we're done.
Okay.
That's it.
It's your wrap.
Oh, wasn't that the wrap?
Was that the wrap?
That's right.
I think that was the wrap. It felt like the wrap.
Okay.